Hello, this is McD the Beast, and this is McD Sports 4 coming to you today with my NFL recap for the Sunday games and the Monday Night Football game last night. Sorry I didn't come out with it sooner. I was kind of sick all of Sunday, and then Monday I was pretty busy. I felt a little bit better, but I was pretty busy with a bunch of business work. So that's why the recap ain't coming out till now, but I have it out for you guys so you guys can view it. Already recapped the Thursday night game and the second Saturday game, Browns versus Broncos. I'm not really gonna recap the Texans versus Jets since I didn't really watch it. But all I'm gonna say about it is that DeAndre Hopkins had a big time game. Texans look like the team to beat, at least in the AFC South. Let's see what we got now. On Sunday games, first game Cardinals versus Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons, they win 40-14. Good win for the Falcons at home. They're trying to at least revenge their season a little bit. Cardinals look like the worst team in the NFL at this point. The Falcons absolutely dominated them on both sides of the ball. Basically, yeah, it looked like a high school team versus a really bad NFL team out there. Lions versus Bills. Bills won 14-13. Good win for the Bills at home. If the Bills had a better offense, it would actually show up in more games like they did it on Sunday. They would actually probably be at least contending for the playoffs. Unfortunately, they got blown out a couple times. But once they figured out their chemistry and like how they need to play off each other, the Bills are actually pretty good. That defense from up in Buffalo is pretty good. Detroit Lions, I do not know where to go after this season if you're the Detroit Lions. I feel like you have to improve your defense, but that being said, I'm not completely sold on your offense. So the Lions overall are the definition of mediocrity this year, in my opinion. And they might not win another game this year and go 5-11, and that's really not good, especially when you replace a coach that went 9-7 because you want a culture change. So we'll see what happens. But overall, the Detroit Lions, not that good of a game for y'all. Not that good of a season either. Next game, Packers versus Bears. Bears clinched the NFC North and a playoff spot as they win 24-17. The Chicago Bears, they are basically a pretty good defense. The Packers at this point of their season, I think, is officially over if it hasn't been already. Packers, they really gotta figure stuff out. They really gotta get talent around Aaron Rodgers. Make some trades in the draft, like to trade down, get some more draft picks. Pick up as much draft picks as you can because you really need talent around Aaron Rodgers. Sort of what the Colts did last year. The Colts, they trade down some for a lot of draft picks, and look at them now. So that's why I think the Packers, I think that's the route they should go. Bears, we'll see what the Bears do in the playoffs. The good news about the Bears is that the defense and running game does travel, so that's good for them. And Mitchell Trubisky, as long as he doesn't turn over the ball, the Bears actually should be fine. They might not beat the Saints and Rams because they don't have enough thunder power on offense to keep up with those teams, but even though they did beat the Bears earlier in a regular season Sunday night game at home, but I'm telling you, Bears, it would not surprise me if the Chicago Bears are in the Super Bowl representing the NFC at this point. Next game, Raiders versus Bengals. Bengals win 30-16. Good win for the Bengals at home. Kind of keep their season alive barely at this point. Oakland Raiders are the second worst team in the NFL as far as I'm concerned. I was a little bit disappointed in them. I thought their defense looked pretty freaking bad in this one. But if you're the Bengals, you should be a happy camper because Cincinnati Bengals are a pretty good team. They're pretty good. What I mean by pretty good, they are above my standards than I thought the Bengals were going to be this year. But Bengals, we'll see what happens. I don't think you'll make the playoffs per se, but maybe you'll finish strong and go 8-8. Next game, Cowboys get shut out by the Colts 23-0. Good win for the Indianapolis Colts at home. They took care of business when they needed to stay alive in the AFC wildcard race. As I think the Houston Texans are just about I think the Texans clinched the division, I believe. But Cowboys, let's talk about them. Very disappointing offensively. I thought the defense played fine for the most part, despite at times looking like complete fools on defense. But if you're the Cowboys, you gotta win next week against Tampa Bay at home. I think you will, but you gotta win. Um, Colts. Colts have to probably win against the Giants, and if the Titans win, that game will be on Sunday Night Football against the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee, and that should just if everything goes as I plan, at the Ravens losing to the LA Chargers, and that's really it. That should be the game to if whoever wins gets the who gets the number 6 seed in the AFC playoffs. So. We'll see what happens, but overall, I was pretty impressed with the Colts, and this really concerned me as a Tennessee Titans fan. And we'll talk about my Titans in a minute. But before we do, Dolphins versus Vikings. Vikings win 41-17. Good win for the Vikings at home. I expect them to win this one. They did. Dolphins at this point, they will probably not be in the playoffs, but they did better than I thought they were going to be this year. I had them, I believe, at 5-11. So they're a bit better than I thought. But let's talk about the Vikings. This team, if the Minnesota Vikings make the playoffs, they will get knocked out in the first round. I mean, Vikings were up 21-0 after the first quarter, and Kirk Cousins probably threw one of the worst interceptions of his career and this season ever. A horrible interception. There was a pick six for Miami. And then they let Miami get back in. It was 21-17, I think, at one point. But then they pulled away in the fourth quarter. Vikings won the game 41-17, so that's good. But still pretty concerned if you're a Vikings fan, because there were signs in this game. There were certain things that happened in this game that should have not happened. If you're a Dolphins fan, season's over most likely. I know you're still in contention. You're right in there, but you probably had a win now if you were a Dolphins. If you were a Dolphins fan, your team probably had a win out. The good news is that you do have a win over the Tennessee Titans. So if it comes down to you and the Titans, you will get the edge. So that's good if you're the Miami Dolphins. But that's really the only good thing left. Vikings beat you all, and your season's over. Next game, Titans versus Giants. My Tennessee Titans absolutely went to New York in the pouring down rain and beat the crap out of the Giants 17-0. Let's talk about my Tennessee Titans. Excellent win. Great defense. Derrick Henry is finding his groove back. He's looking perfect right now. 170 yards rushing on 33 carries. I wish we used Mariota a bit more, but in a rainy day like this, I was fine with it. By the way, it was raining here pretty hard as well. But overall, really good win for the Tennessee Titans. Saquon Barkley, we held him to I think like 35 yards or something. Eli Manning sucked. There was no Odell Beckham Jr., which is fine. But overall, great win for the Titans on the road. As we get the Redskins next week, I hope we don't sleep on them, by the way. Giants, you gotta move on from Eli. It's just that simple. Maybe even like look into signing Joe Flacco for a year or two, or like a Blake Bortles type, because I think you should go out and get the guy out of Ohio State, not this year but next year. His name, Dwayne Haskins. I think you should go out and get him, because my God, you guys need a quarterback badly. But overall, Giants, you have a chance to play Spoiler in Week 17. And by the way, I'm cheering on the Giants next week against the Colts. Next game, Redskins versus Jaguars. Washington Redskins, they won 16-13 over the Shittards. That's right, the new nickname on this channel for the Jacksonville Jaguars is the Shittards. This team's awful, the Shittards. They're so bad. But let's talk about the Redskins first. Josh Johnson, He's actually not that bad. He looks like a reliable backup. Redskins are still in the thick of it. Personally, I don't think they'll make the playoffs because I just think they're too banged up on both sides of the ball. But I'll give them credit for this one. I did not see this one coming, so I'll give the Redskins credit that they beat the shit tards. But let's talk about the shit tards. Absolutely perfect performance by the shit tards. Cody Kessler is literally who they're starting at this point. He's not a starting quarterback in this league, and the shit tards are really looking to drafting somebody or signing like a Joe Flacco. I heard some rumors. Joe Flacco too. Jacksonville. We'll see what happens. It'll be a perfect match in my opinion. So yeah. So we'll see what happens to the shit tards. I expect them to lose out and go 4-12. But good win for the Redskins on the road. Did not see that one coming. Next one, Bucks versus Ravens. Ravens win in the rain, 20-12. Good win for the Ravens at home, taking care of business. Gus Edwards, he had a good game. Lamar Jackson, he had a good game rushing the ball. He didn't do that good throwing the ball per se, but you'll take it if you're a Ravens fan. The Ravens, they get the Chargers next week, so that might be a loss. I'm probably going to predict that as a loss. It's on Saturday night on the road, so we'll see what happens. Bucks, you have a chance to play Spoiler next week against the Cowboys, so hopefully you'll show up for that one. But we'll see what happens. The Bucks, I'll give them credit for this one. They stayed in this one. They did, so give credit where it's due. Seahawks versus 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers, they win in overtime 26-23. Very disappointing loss for the Seahawks at this point. The good news for the Seahawks is that you get your final 2 games at home. So maybe you take care of business, go 10-6 at home at Crest Field, and basically still be in the driver's seat for the playoffs. Let's talk about the 49ers real quick. Nick Mullins, he played a great game in my opinion. The defense for the 49ers played pretty freaking good in my opinion for the most part. And I was impressed. 49ers, in my opinion, the one thing they've done good this year is play well at home. So that's good if you're the 49ers. The only thing is that you guys are really banged up like the Redskins. So this season has already been over, but maybe establish it, maybe win another one or two. Maybe even finish the season 6-10. So we'll see what happens, but overall, I was pretty impressed with the 49ers. Seahawks, the good news is that you get your final 2 games at home. So if you do that, if you win those 2 games, you should be in the playoffs, I think. So we'll see what happens. But you got to call this one disappointing, especially since if you won, you would have clinched a playoff spot. The other 425 game, Patriots versus Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers finally beat the Patriots as they win 17-10. This is a huge win for Pittsburgh psychologically, in my opinion, big time win, because now they can say we could beat the Patriots. We could beat the Patriots. So that's what you're saying if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. This is a big win psychologically for the Steelers more than anything. Patriots. Penalties, and was probably the main reason why you lost this game. 14 penalties, I believe. So we'll see what happens if you're the Patriots. The other good news for the Patriots is that your final 2 games are also at home, just like Seattle. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully you take care of business. The Patriots have been a pretty freaking good home team this year. So hopefully they'll finish the season 11-5 and get into the wild cards, a 3 or 4 seed, or maybe even the 2 seed, maybe. And they'll win a playoff game or 2. I don't think the Patriots will be in the Super Bowl this year. I just can't see this team going on the road and beating a good team because they really look questionable on the road, the Patriots. But if you're the Steelers, big time win for you, big time win. And next week, the Steelers, I forget who they get. I think they get, don't they get no, they don't get them. I think they either get the Bengals or Browns. No, they either get the Bengals. They get the Bengals in week 17. I forget who they get in week 16. So we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, they get the Saints, the Steelers. So we'll see what happens with you guys against the Saints. And yeah, so basically, good win Steelers at home. Sunday night football: Eagles versus Rams. Eagles get the surprising upset win, 30-23 over the Rams. Big time win for the Eagles. It keeps them alive in the playoff picture. Rams. This is concerning if you're a Rams fan. You lost one against the Bears and now against the Eagles. So and I mean, it's pretty concerning. Jerry Goff didn't play his best game. Todd Gurley didn't play his best game. I think he went out with an injury though. I'm pretty sure. But overall, if you're the Rams, this is pretty concerning. Hopefully, you can finish the season strong, go 13-3, and get that first round bye. But this is pretty concerning if you're a Rams fan. Because now the Saints are a whole game above you, and they also have that tiebreaker over you with the head-to-head. So, pretty concerning if you're a Rams fan. Eagles fan, just still in the thick of it. Hey, if Dallas loses next week to Tampa Bay, and then they get to go to, I believe, the Giants Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. I forget the name. The MetLife. They get to go up there. If the Cowboys lose their final two and the Eagles win their final two, or the Eagles, they're winning that division. So there's still a shot for the Eagles to even win that division. So we'll see what happens. But overall, I was pretty impressed with the Eagles. I think Carson Wentz will be out for the rest of the year though, with a back injury. I think he has a fracture in his back or something. But overall, Nick Foles, he looked pretty damn good in this one. So we'll see what happens. Alshon Jeffrey also had a good game, but overall, pretty good game for the Eagles. And then on Monday night game, Saints won 12-9. Pretty sloppy game on both ends. Drew Brees probably did not have he did not have that good of a game in my opinion. He's really taking himself away from the MVP conversation at this point. But he got the job done, so it doesn't matter about the stats in my opinion. It matters about the wins and losses. So, good win for the Saints on the road. Panthers, your season's over, and I think Ron Rivera should be fired. I don't know how the hell you guys lose 6 in a row. Overall, the Saints, though, pretty good win. The Saints, they get Pittsburgh, and I think they get Pittsburgh and Carolina. So they do get to play Carolina again in the Superdome. And they went out, the Saints, 14-2. So we'll see what happens there. Final 2 games for the Saints are at home. So we'll see what happens also with the Saints. But I'm telling you, Panthers, get ready to see a new head coach, because I think Ron Rivera is out the door. So we'll see what happens. Saints, though, good win on the road. Defense played pretty well. Offense they were good enough to get the job done. So that's my video. Thanks for watching. Please like and